Okay, so I'm going to play the game and chat along as I play, giving you my thoughts on the experience so far. I'm going to try and keep it as realistic as I can. Like, it's difficult when you just sat talking to yourself. If Glen was here, we'd be, having a good old chinwag. But I can talk a lot. Now, I put out a video yesterday about the performance of the game. And honestly, it's pretty crap. On the Switch 1, it isn't good at all. Like, it looks shocking. There's like terrible textures, misaligned textures, buildings that are entirely the same model, just duped, and then with flat, lifeless images all over them. But you know what? On Switch 2, running at 60 frames per second with high resolution, I did mention that the character models, look at them, they're actually really quite good. The character creator is absolutely rubbish. Like, it is a bit embarrassing, honestly. But there are these shops in the town that you can go around. So if you want to like pimp yourself out, like you can see I've got this little fancy hat, you can do all of that. Now, at the stage that I'm at here in the game, it's pushing towards mega evolution. So it's telling you basically that you can have this temporary mega evolution that can happen to your Pokemon at certain times. You need it for some of the boss fights as well, because they basically have a like an element where you have to use it. Now, so far, the thing with this game is, as janky as the game looks, it's one of the most enjoyable gameplay-wise that I've played in a very long time. I don't know exactly what else to say. It is partly due to the fact that I enjoy the speedy gameplay. I like the way that combat works, but it's also the way they've implemented it, because it's not as simple as it looks. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going here. She wants me to do something with this mega evolution, so let's just have a quick look at that. What does it say? Give Absol a mega stone to hold, then battle Tawny. Okay, I'd love to. I've got to find Absol, I guess. Probably in here. It's even things like when you go into your map, you can... Like, I've obviously unlocked most of these areas, but once you've unlocked them, you can fast travel anywhere. You know, you just click a button and you go straight back there. Stuff like that makes such a difference to the experience, because you're not wasting time. Even the way that you move around in the world is so much quicker. It feels like they actually respect your time as you're playing. Yeah, it's a mixed bag, and a lot of people will throw the baby out with the bathwater. They'll be saying, Game Freak don't deserve my money, and they may well be right, honestly. But you could be kind of, what's the phrase, cutting off your nose to spite your face. I certainly wouldn't be paying full price if I was a Switch 1 player, like no chance, no. But for Switch 2, I'd be waiting for a sale, but it's definitely a game that I'd want to play, because those mechanics really are fun. You can tell I haven't slept for like the last couple of days just playing this. Okay. Open up satchel. It's right there. Just give him the bloody stone. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back in the room now. Sorry. This is what happens. You get all the footage you need, but you haven't slept. I've done that. Oh, balls. Got to put it in the party. Okay. Yeah, I like this as well. I like the ease of which you can like pop things in and out of the party. I've got my little war turtle now. I kind of don't want to lose him, but oh, they're all so good. Go on, we'll take him out. Let's do this. I'm drinking my coffee as well, by the way. Okay, so here we go. We're going to see these battles now. We get a good idea of what it actually looks like. And I mean, yeah, visually it is gaff, but the characters and the Pokemon, look at them. They look so nice. I do like that. All right, so here's the deal. When you Mega... Yeah, basically you can click the right stick in when you're in certain battles to Mega Evolve. But to do that, you need to, like, whittle the enemy... Oh, my goodness, I'm a bit overpowered here. You got to kind of whittle the enemy down, and they drop these pearls, and then from the pearls you can then charge up your Mega Evolution. I don't know how that's going to work if I'm too powerful and I just dominate these things. You can also take damage yourself, so you do have to make sure that you're not in a dangerous position. Like, for example, if I kept throwing Pokeballs at an enemy, a Pokemon that didn't want to be captured, it'd start attacking me. All right, let's switch out. Did they take my one out, or did I just... Okay. Oh, let's get Tawny out there. All right, okay, so here we go. So now we see her Mega Evolution. I need to use like a Mega evolvable Pokemon to really be able to do damage against it. Otherwise, you're just chipping away at nothing. The whole premise is that these things are like temporary. All right, where is that silly thing? There it is. All right, here we go. Let's evolve this. Where's he gone? So you get like all the info pops up on the right hand side of the screen, but I do think potentially they could have made it a bit clearer. Like, you know, when you're doing your moves are super powerful, they're super effective. I think they should have made a specific symbol that was really clear on the Pokemon themselves, because it's so fast and you're not pausing the gameplay to see that. You very often miss it. So you end up just switching Pokemon, spamming all the attacks, seeing what actually works. And look, if you knew your Pokemon, you'd know anyway, wouldn't you? You'd know, okay, this is a flying one, I should be using this, this, and this. It's one of the best uses of AI that I've found, right? Is you can get the old chat GTP up and tell it to be a Pokédex. And then as you're playing, you like shout, I'm fighting a whatever. And it'll be like, use these attacks. Yeah, you can even get it to do the voice. I mean, you could if you were so inclined. Anyway, moving on. So there we go. That was the Mega Evolution side of things. It does work quite well. Like, it's an interesting idea. It's reasonably quick. So now look, I need to go all the way to the other side of the map. All the way over here. If I've visited a place before, I should be able to jump straight there. Now, I haven't been to these, but I have been here, so I can just hop across. Load times, what, 3 seconds? So as I say, in terms of gameplay, like you've got stuff like this as well. You've got these crystals, these like mega evolutionary crystal thingies. I don't think that's their real name, but you can break those. You can also use your Pokemon in a bit of a Metroidvania way. So you get different skills for them. One of the early ones is Rock Bash. There's some rocks in the background there. And then you can use that to reach new areas. Let's see what she wants. So you have these side missions, or they're like part of this detective agency's quests. You can quick track. So there's a lot UI-wise as well that's really nicely implemented. I didn't listen to a word she said. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's battle her, whatever that thing's called. See, I don't know a lot of these newest gen Pokemon. Ordino. Whirlipede. Yeah, this thing's a bit of a beast. So what you can do as well is, because you've got like close range and long range attacks, you can make it so that your Pokemon avoids damage completely by positioning yourself. So it's following me, obviously. So if I see a certain attack, I can, well, like that, I should have done is carried him on moving and then attacked. There's others that can dig underground, so you'd save that until you see them powering up their best move. So from that like side of things, it's the most fair, I guess, Pokemon game, like skill-based actually, rather than fair, I should say. It really is fully skill-based. Now, I think what some people are going to find is that they just want to pause. They're going to want to pause in some of those battles and just take a breather. And the fact that you can't do that is a shame, because you have that, how would you call it, like semi-automatic combat in some games, don't you? where you can just pause time, take a few seconds to actually think, and then carry on. I think potentially that would have been the best way to do it. That way, it's almost like everyone's happy. This constant flow, though, is quite exciting. It does give battles something that I haven't experienced in Pokemon, at least. And it is more akin to something like Xenoblade in that regard. So then, one of my Pokemon, I can't remember which one, will have the ability to break rocks. Which one is it? Is it this one? I might have to switch up, if anything. So, where are you? Where are you hiding? It's that silly rabbit. I don't think it's this rabbit, though. I think it's this one. Bunnelby. What a name. All right, let's take Bunnelby. I can't carry enough. Let's just take him for a second. Just so I can show you these. Here we go. I mean, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but you come across different things that you're not told how to break them, so you have to figure it out with the different Pokemon that you've got. You also have these areas here. They're almost platforming challenges. And the platforming, as janky as it is, and it is janky because you can't jump, you kind of have to jump roll your way across gaps and stuff. I'm glad it's in there because it does add a little bit. Oh, just look at that. How lame was that? You'll also notice you can't take any fall damage. So you just float. You kind of float to the ground, and then it has this, oh, your phone catches you before you land. Yeah, you just couldn't be bothered to animate the falling. Right, how do I jump? There you go. So you do these jump rolls. I'm sure later on you're going to get an ability to kind of glide across that, because I'm not making that jump no matter how fast I go. Look, no chance. Anyway, I got distracted. Let's go to the mission. So I was saying in the review as well that I actually, while I don't like Lumiose City, I think it's a moderately lazy design. There is something to be said for focus, for creating a focal point in a game, making the world not too crazily big, you know, and building around that focal point. It's an easy game to navigate, and it's an easy game to get into the flow of catching. Even the little areas that you have to go to catch, I didn't like that idea. When I saw the trailers and that, I thought that is rubbish. Basically, that's rubbish. But what it does here again is it gives you real focus in, I need to go there to catch this Pokemon. And it will also show you, you've got this many in this area, but you still haven't found this. And again, it won't show you. It kind of shows you the outline of what it looks like. And if you know your Pokemon, you'll remember the old Pokemon song from the start of the Ash Ketchum episodes. And it would do like the 30 more Pokemon song. And you had to like guess them based on the outline. If you know your Pokemon, you can guess them that way. But it will also have a question mark. So sometimes there's one that you don't know what's going to be in there. And I like that. I like going into those areas just on the off chance that a rare one's going to turn up. And sometimes they do, and they might get away, but it does give you that, all right, I know I head there if I want to look for this, rather than getting completely lost. And that's not Game Freak doing something amazingly good, because that could have existed in an open world. There's absolutely no reason it couldn't have. But it does actually work, gameplay-wise. God, these boys are getting wrecked. All right, let's get rid of that one. Yeah, look how strong these are. Flip. So you see how when I did that move, he had to run back to me. So what the wise thing for me to do there to speed up my next attack would have been to run across as he does his roll. So all those little things that you can do to get better, I do enjoy that. You also notice that the guy that was down didn't gain any experience, so there's that to think about as well. We've been invited by Vinny. All right, Vinny, look at the state of him. Wolverine's sad cousin, Vinny. So the shopping elements are an interesting one. I think I briefly mentioned it. the intro customization of the character is so rubbish, but the shopping is actually really well done. So, as you'd expect in Paris or the Parisian streets, you find a bunch of shops, and there's loads that you can actually go into. You can buy from. Like, there's some quite interesting clothing items that you can choose. It doesn't limit what you wear, so you can wear whatever you want, but the actual stylings of them, yeah, they're all right. I mean, don't get me wrong, look at the state of me. I paid about 30 grand for this outfit. But there are outfits as well that you can get that you don't have to pay for. Like a lot of those side quests, they'll be like, hey, can I dress you up? But if you change it, I'll take it all back. It's like, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Well, let's see what Vinny's got to offer. As you know, Quasartico Inc. has been tasked with carrying out the redevelopment. I'll tell you something else I really don't like. You can't skip. Like, I get it for, you know, first-time player, you want them to read all this waffle, but why can't you skip? Another thing, actually, while I'm on the subject, there's some people saying that Game Freak should have hired voice actors. I don't know how I feel about that, but, like, if you look at the characters' mouths, they, like, waffle away as if they're speaking. It is a bit odd. What they should have done, at the very least, is done a classic Nintendo, you know, where you have those kind of like garbled voices. Just something that gives each character their own sound. Because on the subject of sound, the guy that did the music for this is actually a legend. Like, this is the best sound, music-wise, that I've heard in a long time. It's really catchy. It does a lot to actually give life to this city where the visuals fail. So yeah, fair play. The music is actually really good, and it dynamically shifts as well depending on what's happening in a way that feels really good. It feels classically Nintendo. You know, Nintendo are just so good, aren't they, with their sound effects and stuff. And yeah, I was doing a marathon session last night, and you do notice that they have tried to make just movement more enjoyable. So there's a lot of shinies on the ground and other little collectibles. There's no fall damage. There's these elevator things that warp you to the top of these crappy looking buildings, but at least then you can fight creatures on top that you otherwise couldn't find. Yeah, it is a fun game to play, as I say. It's just, I don't think people are going to embrace it because of the way it looks, and especially how it runs on Switch 1. Okay, so I'm getting some challenger tickets now. So how it works as well is you have this day-night cycle, and as you're making your way up the rankings, how it basically works is it gets to nighttime, and then these battle zones pop up all over the city. You jump into one, and then when you're in them, you can sneak around and like stealth take out people's Pokemon. What have I got to do? The secrets of Mega Evolution. Get a challenger ticket, then return to Vinny. I mean, I probably, once again, should have read what I was supposed to do, shouldn't I? But I didn't. So, yeah. Oops. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I need to build up all those ticket points. I can do that, I'm sure. But yeah, so it gets to nighttime. You go into these different areas. You fight a bunch of people. That gives you a load of points. When you reach a set number of points, like this arbitrary number, you can then get a ticket that allows you to challenge, you know, the next person, or like in this instance, it wants to challenge a ticket so that I can then, you know, sort him out with whatever he wants. But it works well because within those nighttime areas, you've basically got, oh, hang on. Who are you? Oh, it's sorry, okay. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, get out of my way. You've got these little tickets, and they act like little challenges. So like little challenge tickets, and you can change those. You can pick them up, and it might say something like stealth attack using flame. And if you manage to do that, it gives you a bunch of experience points, like loads and loads. And it's really quite fun. Like, it just is a really clever idea, a good way of making, holy crap, I almost died. Yeah, a good way of making it just a bit more interesting, but also quicker. That's what I was saying before, it respects the player's time quite a lot, this one. Let's see if I can get that thing out and Mega Evolved. I would like to catch it. Here we go. Let's Mega Evolve him. Come on, matey. Get up here. Holy moly. Wow. All right, we want to capture him. Yeah, so if you capture the, what are they called again? The alpha Pokemon, you get like a very high rank one. And some of those alpha fights are brutal. And a lot of, well, most of them are optional, which is nice. Oh, look, there's a little Weedle in the tree. A sad little Weedle. You can come with me, little Weedle. Who are you? I don't think I've got one of you. Did I? Or is that the one I literally just captured? I think it is. I'm going to fight it anyway. Might as well. Holy crumble. Yeah, these alphas are pretty decent. Looks like he's put his face too close to the fire and it's melted. Or he's wearing, like, the Ghost of Christmas Future's hat. Look at the state of him. So, yeah, we can show you the verticality. Look at this, right? Look at the speed that you climb the ladder. Stuff like that, I love to see it. Like, I don't want to be slowly ambling up ladders. I want to be flying around the game, and it does that so well. Yeah, I need that little parasol thing that you can glide around with. You see what I mean? All these little collectibles everywhere. Ooh, hang on. Oh, look, there's a, is that a Kadabra or something like that, or an Abra? It's been a long time since I played Pokemon. Oh, hang on. Don't mind me, mate. Don't you mind me. I'm going to change out these poor little... God, they took an absolute shoe-in. Let's switch these out. All right, it's your time. You can come back into the fray. Nice. Yeah, they get that dazed state that you'd be used to. You don't have to do anything to lock on either. Like, well, you can. That's a lie. You hold the LZ button to like hold lock. Oh, he's gone. Oh, that's upsetting. I approached him from the front like an absolute noob. Yeah, and you do need to use stealth. Don't just run up on the rarest Pokemon you found so far in the game and sigh. Maybe he's come back. You never know. He hasn't come back. All right, where am I going? Yeah, so at the moment, there's nothing that I can do until nighttime. So if you want to quickly wait, you can get on benches and just sit around and... Ooh. I want to go up there. Look. How can I... Right, I'm going to jump. Yeah, I'll show you this jumping off the side of the building as well. Look at the state of this. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So you can see it just absolutely destroyed me there. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's going to wipe my whole party out. Chris, let's... Oh, dear. Oh, there we go. Something was super effective, finally. Uh-oh. No, no, it's going to kill him. Oh, no. See, what I should have done there is taken him away. I should have, like, you know, made him hide. Right, let's get this thing out there. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, they're so cooked. That's quite annoying actually, because this guy... I wonder if I can like do it with this one. Watch him get annoyed. Like he's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Ah, I thought I had him then. So now he's angry, like he'll just destroy me. So I'm going to run away. Doesn't really punish you either, you know, stuff like that. You just run off into the distance with your tail between your legs. But what you can do, which is, again, another nice thing, is set a little reminder. So I'm going to put a little pin over there and then head off to the shops. And look, if I want to head quickly to the shop or to the repair person, you just ping over there. Yeah, there's just a lot to like with the gameplay. It's just those elements I think some people aren't going to click with quite as much. Let me know down in the comments. Is it a game that you've been, you know, are you looking forward to it, or are you very much on the fence of I'm annoyed at Game Freak, therefore it's not a game I ever want to play? Because I really think that would be a mistake. As I say, it's really fun, but just so silly in terms of what they've put into it. Someone said something like was it a $10 million budget for this? Whereas like Arceus was $1 million, a couple of million, something crazy, like really low. I can't believe that that's right. Surely it's not millions, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Really, when you're looking at big names, it should be big bucks, shouldn't it? They should be putting 50 million into this, 100 million, whatever. And then you get a game that not only has the gameplay, which this does have, I have to say, but it also looks like a game that was made within the last 20 years. So yeah, do go check out our full review over on SwitchUp. Also the performance review. If you want to chuckle, just head into those comments. But we'll just finish with the night activity here. So this is what happens at night time. The battle zones become active. There are certain areas that if you go into them, you're fair game, shall we say. But this is where we want to earn the points so that we can then give that fellow his token. And to get those, it will show you, look, when I fight one. So let me go into it. It will show me how many I need. So these are the cards I was saying. So this one, immediately knock out unaware opponents with your first blow. Okay, so let's just get my decent Pokemon back. They're all sleeping, aren't they? All right, so this one, you're coming in here. Where's that really good one that got completely destroyed? I've got one that's basically a rubbish bag. Trubbish. I like that. I actually think that's quite good. Spupa. Ugh, sounds rank. No, okay, I think we're all right. I think the others I didn't swap them out. So look, you sneak up on someone, get your Pokemon out. Oh, get seen instantly by a ninja. All right, so he's used Dig. This guy's actually reasonably strong. Oh, is he dead already? Yeah, these are a lot quicker. They're like designed to be a little easier, I think. Either that or I've just kind of evolved a little bit too far. I like that as well, you know. I don't like it when games like power level alongside you. So you try your hardest, but you're always weak. It doesn't feel like that here. Okay, so here we go. You get your one win. I didn't get that token thing, so I didn't get the 600 points towards the bottom left. The thing is, you've got to use those because the target gets bigger, but the amount of time that you have, which is shown around the map in the top left, doesn't get bigger. You have to do all of this before it gets to daytime. So if I mega evolve this fellow, and then we sneak up on this, I might be able to just, I want to one-shot it, right? Oh, didn't one-shot. I should have used a proper move. That's what I should have done. Pidgeotto, the old classic. Oh, okay. Yeah, so these little ones, they're all right. Like, every now and then you get one that's a bit brutal. But it's fine. You're getting 500 points each. You really need these medals. So you have to... Let's see if I can take out Star. Whatever it is. Star you, Star me. All right, okay. So yeah, like we took that first one out in a single hit, so we should be able to get that card. And then from that, you're gaining so many more points, but it's like points at time. There's that balancing act, and it actually is really fun. So we've got 3 wins, I get 600 for that. Yeah, there you go. So I've got to get 6,000 points before the night ends. And sometimes when there's a red bubble above their head, they'll give you something nice. They're so impressed with you. Yeah, grab that. So look, see what this card says. Knock out your opponent using grass type moves. Now, I don't think I've got a grass type. Well, I probably have, but I never use them. Crap. Let's get this one out. All of your Pokemon gain experience as well, like I say, as long as they're in that lineup with you. So you can bring in a really weak one and power level them. But yeah, sorry, I was ending, wasn't I? And then I got carried away. But that's how it works. It is really fun. Do go check out the full review. Game Freak just need to do some serious work on their presentation skills and kind of the value they're offering people that have been so loyal to them. But that's a whole different story. I hope you enjoyed the content. As you said, you wanted voiceovers on these videos. Hopefully that has added something rather than just pure gameplay. And I will catch you on the next one.